Welcome to our YouTube channel Dream Dynamic.
We often see our relationships as just part of our daily lives, rarely thinking about their deep impact on our well-being. But what if the quality of your relationships is the key to a happy and fulfilled life? Today, we explore Zen wisdom, which teaches us about resilience, peace in tough times, and the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who respect and enrich us. Zen philosophy isn't just about enduring hardships. It's about understanding what's truly beneficial for our inner peace and moral growth. In this video, we'll look at 12 clear signs that might indicate it's time to re-evaluate certain relationships, potentially even to the extent of walking away. This isn't just about avoiding negative influences. It's about actively choosing a path that aligns with wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Whether you're looking to build healthier relationships or find the courage to make tough decisions, this discussion will offer you the tools and perspectives necessary to transform your approach to interpersonal connections. Let's embark on this journey together, learning how to cut ties gracefully and protect our most precious asset, our peace of mind. If you appreciate what we're doing here, please hit the subscribe button. Also, don't skip any part of the video to ensure you capture the full essence of the discussion we're about to have. Number 1. Energy vampires. When a relationship drains you. In any healthy relationship, the exchange of energy should be revitalizing, not depleting. When interactions with someone leave you consistently drained, it's a significant indicator that the dynamics of the relationship may be misaligned with the principles of Zen wisdom, which values self-preservation through rational and harmonious living. Zen philosophy teaches us the importance of maintaining our internal energy and using it wisely. Zen masters emphasize the value of being in relationships that are nurturing and reciprocal, rather than those that exhaust our emotional or physical reserves. When you find yourself feeling drained after interactions with someone, it is not just a minor inconvenience. It's a profound drain on the very resources you need to live a good, productive life. According to these principles, feeling constantly drained can show up in various ways, such as emotional fatigue, a sense of dread about upcoming interactions, or even physical tiredness. These symptoms suggest that the relationship is costing more than it provides, which the teachings would argue is unsustainable and unwise. According to this philosophy, every relationship should contribute to your well-being and help you progress towards becoming a better, more virtuous person. Number 2. Lack of trust. Trust is not just a component of a relationship. It is the very foundation upon which all relationships are built. In the context of Zen philosophy, trust aligns with the virtue of justice, which emphasizes fairness, honesty, and reliability. These qualities are essential for any profound and meaningful connection. Without trust, relationships are unstable, filled with doubts and insecurities that hinder genuine intimacy and connection. Teachings emphasize being dependable and truthful, not only because these are virtuous qualities, but because they foster an environment where trust can flourish. When trust is lacking in a relationship, it's often because these values are not being upheld. This absence can lead to a cascade of negative emotions and behaviors. Suspicion replaces openness. Fear overtakes hope, and instead of moving forward together, individuals may find themselves constantly guarding against potential betrayal. Trust is crucial, not only for the health and sustainability of relationships, but also for the practice of Zen philosophy, which values the tranquility that comes from knowing you are in a reliable and secure relationship. When trust is absent, it's a clear signal to reevaluate and possibly recalibrate the dynamics of the relationship in accordance with Zen ideals. This process is not just about fostering better relationships with others, but about being true to oneself and one's own philosophical commitments. Number 3. Negative effects on mental health. The influence of those around us can be profound and pervasive. Zen philosophy teaches us the importance of maintaining our tranquility, the state of being calm and undisturbed. This isn't about suppressing emotions, but understanding and managing them effectively, especially when they are affected by others. If you frequently feel anxious, depressed, or stressed because of someone's influence in your life, it's a clear sign that the relationship may be causing more harm than good. Zen wisdom doesn't just urge us to endure hardship. It advises us to create environments that contribute to our well-being. Relationships that consistently drain your emotional energy or leave you feeling diminished can hinder your ability to live a serene and purposeful life. The belief here is that our well-being depends largely on our inner state, rather than external circumstances, but it also recognizes that we have the duty to protect our inner peace from disruptive influences. Zen masters often discuss the importance of associating with people who uplift and inspire us, suggesting that we distance ourselves from those who bring negativity into our lives. Number 4. Consistent lack of respect. Respect is a fundamental part of any healthy relationship. In Zen wisdom, respect is closely tied to the virtue of justice, which means treating others with fairness and dignity. When there is a persistent lack of respect, it's a serious issue. Imagine being constantly treated without the basic courtesy you give to others. It's like having your dignity chipped away piece by piece. This constant undermining of your dignity isn't just unpleasant. It shows that the relationship is out of sync with the goal of living a virtuous life. For followers of Zen philosophy, every interaction is an opportunity to practice virtues like wisdom and justice. When someone repeatedly treats you with disrespect, they harm your well-being and hinder your ability to live according to these principles. When we encounter such disregard, whether through words, actions, or neglect, it's a clear sign that something is wrong. Zen wisdom teaches us not to react with anger or resentment, which are natural but unhelpful responses. Instead, it guides us to respond with reason, judgment, and emotional detachment. This means recognizing the lack of respect for what it is, a deviation from virtuous living. It's not about blaming or becoming bitter, but about understanding the impact of others' actions on our path to living a good life, and deciding calmly and rationally whether those relationships should continue to be part of our lives. Number 5. Manipulation. In the pursuit of authenticity and clarity, manipulation stands in stark opposition. It distorts reality, reshaping it in a way that benefits the manipulator at the expense of the manipulated. This distortion can lead to decisions that are not in your best interest, clouding your judgment and leading you away from the ideal of living a reasoned and virtuous life. Manipulation in relationships often involves subtle psychological tactics that can be hard to detect. It might be as overt as deceit or as subtle as guilt, tripping or gaslighting, where reality is twisted and your memories or perceptions are called into question. For followers of Zen philosophy, this presents a significant problem. The teachings advocate for seeing things as they truly are, without the interference of external distortions. When someone manipulates you, they are imposing their will and disrupting your ability to make reasoned judgments based on true perceptions. Number 6. Misaligned values. Core beliefs and values are like the compass that guides us through life, helping us make decisions that align with who we are and what we stand for. When these fundamental principles consistently clash with those of someone close to us, it can lead to significant internal conflicts. Zen teachings place a strong emphasis on harmony and personal integrity, making such misalignments not just inconvenient, but a serious concern. The philosophy teaches that peace of mind comes from living a life of virtue in accordance with moral principles. When someone close to us lives by a set of values that conflict with our own, it challenges our ability to maintain this peace. For example, if honesty is a core value for you, but someone close to you often bends the truth, this fundamental discrepancy can create a persistent source of tension and discomfort. Over time, these conflicts can erode the trust and mutual respect that are essential for any healthy relationship. Addressing such misalignments involves a thoughtful examination of the relationship. It may require open and honest discussions where both parties can express their values and explore whether a mutual understanding or compromise is possible. However, if the gap is too wide, it might be necessary to reconsider the relationship's role in your life. This isn't about judging the other person as wrong, but rather recognizing that not every relationship serves the higher purpose of your personal and ethical development. Number 7. Toxic communication. In Zen philosophy, the emphasis on rationality and wisdom extends into how one communicates. Communication within any relationship should not only be honest, but also constructive and uplifting. This aligns with the Zen idea that our words should reflect our virtues and that through our speech, we can either uplift and support others or degrade and undermine them. Persistent, negative communication patterns such as criticism, sarcasm, and belittling can corrode the very pillars of respect and understanding that support a healthy relationship. When communication becomes consistently destructive, it does more than just cause immediate hurt. It can fundamentally alter how individuals perceive one another, eroding trust and affection over time. The Zen approach to this problem would involve a mindful examination of not only what is said, but also how it is expressed. Zen philosophy teaches us to control our reactions and choose our words wisely, ensuring they are in line with our principles of justice and kindness. This means actively striving to infuse our conversations with positivity and support, and when disputes arise, addressing them with the intent to resolve conflicts and rebuild understanding rather than to win the argument or belittle the other person. Number 8. No growth or mutual support. In Zen philosophy, personal and moral growth are not just encouraged. They are central to the teachings about living a good life. Zen philosophy believes that life is a continuous opportunity for improvement and learning, emphasizing the importance of supporting each other in our paths toward virtue and wisdom. So when a relationship lacks growth or mutual support, it directly contradicts these Zen ideals, potentially stagnating your personal development. Zen masters often discuss the concept of synergia or mutual cooperation, emphasizing the role of relationships in our moral education and self-improvement. A relationship should serve as a mutual exchange, where both parties challenge and support each other in becoming better human beings. Addressing the absence of growth and support might involve initiating open and honest conversations about your needs and expectations. It could also mean redefining the relationship's goals or, in some cases, recognizing that the relationship may no longer be conducive to your development. Zen philosophy teaches that sometimes the most courageous and reasonable action is to distance oneself from relationships that no longer serve one's higher purpose of living a virtuous life. For Zen practitioners, every relationship is an opportunity to practice virtues and to help each other advance towards wisdom and happiness. A relationship that fails to contribute to this goal might not just be a neutral factor in your life, but a hindrance that needs reassessment. Number 9. Ongoing selfishness. In the philosophy of Zen, relationships are viewed as key arenas for practicing virtues such as generosity, fairness, and reciprocity. A relationship is indeed a two-way street, a dynamic interplay between giving and receiving. Persistent, selfish behavior in a relationship, therefore, stands in stark contradiction to Zen ethics, which emphasize the importance of mutual benefit and support. This imbalance not only undermines the integrity of the relationship, but also hampers personal and moral development, which are core to Zen philosophy. Addressing persistent selfish behavior requires honest reflection and communication. Zen practices would encourage individuals to express their concerns calmly and clearly, focusing on the impact of the behavior rather than casting blame. It's about initiating a dialogue that seeks to restore balance and encourage a more generous spirit within the relationship. However, Zen philosophy also recognizes the importance of self, respect, and the autonomy of the individual. If efforts to restore balance prove fruitless, Zen advocates for the wisdom to recognize when a situation is beyond one's control and when it may be prudent to distance oneself from relationships that are fundamentally unrewarding. Number 10. Any form of abuse. Zen philosophy unequivocally condemns any form of abuse, whether physical, emotional, or verbal. These actions are antithetical to the Zen commitment to treating all human beings with inherent worth and consideration. Abuse, in any guise, undermines the very essence of what it means to live a virtuous and meaningful life. Zen masters emphasized the importance of maintaining one's inner peace, unbreached by external misfortunes and injustices, including abuse. This inner peace represents our ability to hold firm to our principles and to protect our mental tranquility. Recognizing and addressing any form of abuse is critical, not only for the sake of personal safety, but also for maintaining mental health and dignity. The Zen approach to dealing with such violations involves a clear and immediate distancing from the source of abuse. This is not about retaliation or harboring negative emotions, but about making a rational decision to remove oneself from harmful situations that violate Zen principles. Number 11. Ignoring personal needs. In Zen philosophy, the respect for personal needs and boundaries is seen as essential for maintaining both self-respect and harmony within relationships. Ignoring or trivializing these aspects can lead to significant imbalances, fostering an environment where disrespect and dissatisfaction thrive. Zen philosophy advocates for clear communication and mutual respect as the pillars upon which healthy relationships should stand. When someone consistently overlooks or diminishes your needs, it sends a clear message that your well-being is not a priority within the relationship. This disregard can manifest as repeatedly overstepping boundaries, making unilateral decisions that affect both parties, or failing to acknowledge and validate feelings and preferences. Such behaviors not only undermine the trust and equality in a relationship, but also erode the individual's sense of worth and autonomy. Key aspects that Zen practitioners strive to protect. Addressing these issues involves first recognizing and affirming your own needs and boundaries. Zen philosophy teaches that sometimes the most courageous and reasonable action is to distance oneself from relationships that no longer serve one's higher purpose of living a virtuous life. For Zen practitioners, every relationship is an opportunity to practice virtues and to help each other advance towards wisdom and happiness. A relationship that fails to contribute to this goal might not just be a neutral factor in your life, but a hindrance that needs reassessment. Number 12. Persistent, selfish behavior. In the philosophy of Zen, relationships are viewed as key arenas for practicing virtues such as generosity, fairness, and reciprocity. A relationship is indeed a two-way street, a dynamic interplay between giving and receiving. Persistent, selfish behavior in a relationship, therefore, stands in stark contradiction to Zen ethics, which emphasize the importance of mutual benefit and support. This imbalance not only undermines the integrity of the relationship, but also hampers personal and moral development, which are core to Zen philosophy. Addressing persistent selfish behavior requires honest reflection and communication. Zen practices would encourage individuals to express their concerns calmly and clearly, focusing on the impact of the behavior rather than casting blame. It's about initiating a dialogue that seeks to restore balance and encourage a more generous spirit within the relationship. However, Zen philosophy also recognizes the importance of self-respect and the autonomy of the individual. If efforts to restore balance prove fruitless, Zen advocates for the wisdom to recognize when a situation is beyond one's control and when it may be prudent to distance oneself from relationships that are fundamentally unrewarding